What's up, y'all? It's your man G-Wade holding it down. G-Wade Podcast, backstage with G-Wade at the Season 18 Praise Factor Awards. And I'm standing here with the commissioner. I'm sitting here with the commissioner, Vanessa Battle. How you doing?
Hey everybody, I'm great, but I appreciate the fact that my colleague over here, G. Wade, is prophesying and saying that I'm the commissioner, but I'm the candidate for commissioner.
Oh, no. See, no, you are the commissioner. In my book.
That's why I said you prophesy. Right. Hey, I receive it.
Amen. So you're here at the Praise Factor Awards. This is
my
your second year, right?
Yes,
How has it been for you tonight? Or this weekend, period?
Let me tell you, this weekend has been amazing. If you hear my voice is almost gone. We kicked this thing off Thursday with the meet and greet, and we also did my lunch party for commissioner. So you can imagine there was over 150 people there, and it was electrifying.
Wow. So what has gotten you into, I guess, is it politics? That's politics, right? What's the draw? What's the...
Well, see, y'all call it politics. I call it servanthood.
Okay. I like that.
Because, and you know what? That's what's gotten me into it.
Okay.
Because it's almost like the people who we put in office have forgotten that we put them in. And a lot of them have just come with their own agenda.
With their own agendas, right.
And it just seems like, in my opinion, that it's no longer about the people. But it's about that candidate that got elected by the people and for the people. But once they get in office, the people can't find the people.
Now, is that because... Well, I guess we don't really know the because, but could it be because once you get into the position of power, there's sometimes power, you know what they say, corrupts absolutely, absolute power corrupts absolutely?
Yes. I think that's it. And I also think that there are some of our elected officials who are not taking their position serious, and they're taking the votes for granted.
Gotcha.
And again, oftentimes it's because, too, they come with their own agenda. And when you're not for the people, of course you're not going to show up for the people because you're busy out trying to accomplish that agenda that you have.
That's self-serving.
That's self-serving. I like that. I'm going to use that. Can I use that on the campaign?
It's yours. Now, then, okay, break that down for us, for the audience. What is the role of the commissioner?
Okay, so basically the role of the commissioner is, for number one, is to meet with her people. Okay. Let me not say, because I get on people sometimes by saying your people, because we're all God's people. So that role is to meet with your citizens, your constituents.
Your constituents, right.
You should be holding town hall meetings.
Okay.
On a regular basis, because that's how you actually get to see your constituents. Because, of course, we realize that it's a little difficult to go and visit each person. However, that's what we do on the campaign trail, though. When you're canvassing and you're door knocking, and you should be door knocking for the purpose of personally getting to know these people that are in your district. Yeah. So then once you get in office, it should kind of come natural, because now you are meeting familiar faces once again because you met them on the campaign trail.
Right.
And then you are to sit down and evaluate what's in my district that's not performing, or what's in my district, meaning businesses that are performing. You should be visiting your business owners, because the truth is, these are the people who bring monies into the county. Exactly,
right.
The county or the city. And you're correct, because some of these, even in my county in Clayton, there are municipalities. So in my district, it will be the city of Forest Park.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you're working hand in hand also with your other commissioners that are on your board, that you're working hand in hand with your business owners, because you need to find out, how can I help these business owners as a commissioner? What can I do? So even like now that I'm on the trail, I've been going to these businesses, sitting down, talking to them, finding out, how can I assist you? Then let's talk about our youth. You know, we are, because I'm an educator.
Okay.
So we're at a real dark place with our youth.
Okay.
It is not a day go by that we're not seeing them on the news in some shape, form, or fashion in a negative way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think about me. I'm a product of the 70s. I'm a product of Atlanta public school system. So when we were out for the summer, there was plenty to do. Plenty,
right.
And if you didn't have something to do, it was still plenty of things to do around the house.
Right.
And you knew that by the time your parents got home, you better have it done. So that's another thing that we have to become more connected with and more familiar with.
Yeah.
Because, and I don't know if I should say unfortunately, but the thing is, most of us that are in politics now or in these leadership seats, we're older. So in my opinion, we're disconnected from what these youth,
okay.
you know.
Okay.
And I will be honest, I'm a person that, because I retired from corporate 27 years, and this is my 5th year teaching.
Okay.
So before I became an educator, I'm that person that would sit back and say, them little bad ASS kids, they need they blank whooped, okay? Because I'm old school. And then I would say about the teachers, you know, them folks ain't doing nothing. But when I became an educator, I had to apologize to all parties. Because once I got in the school system, I realized, now don't get me wrong, we got some educators who do come for a check.
Yeah.
But most of the ones that I've connected with and met over the 5 years, they have a passion just like me.
Okay.
And that's the thing that we've gotten away from, is being connected with these kids, because we want to just say, oh, little Johnny bad. Yeah, little Johnny is bad. But let me tell you something. There's something behind little Johnny bad.
Right.
And most of the time it's called home.
Home.
H-O-M-E, home. Because most of the time, Lil Johnny parents are not in Lil Johnny's life, and that's what. And really, these homes are no longer home; they're a house that these kids live in.
Yeah.
Because the families are not eating at the table anymore. They're not taking these kids to church. Nobody's praying together, and that's the thing that got us over. That's what molded and shaped us to be able to be the people that we are, because we had praying mothers, praying grandmothers. We had school teachers who cared about us.
Yeah, because I remember when, when I was in the 10th grade, I took a Spanish class, and my Spanish teacher name was Miss Conti. When I got to the 11th grade, I went wayward. And I was wild in school. And I remember she pulled me to the side and was like, "What are you doing?" Because it was a night and day. It was like a switch flip.
Right.
And
right. I became grown overnight.
Something happened, and I became totally someone else. And I just remember that. Now it didn't stop me, but it made me think. You get what I'm saying? Because I was just doing me.
Yes.
But I just remember, like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing. That's not you.
That's right.
But for whatever reason, it just became me. I don't know. But that's just. You're right. I guess some educators, they there for the check, and there are some who really care about the student.
Yeah.
Now, the overall complaint, I guess, that you hear, it may be, I'm sure it's a list of them, but there's got to be maybe a more that's that kind of creams to the top. What's one of the biggest concerns? Maybe that's the word I should use for your people of Forest Park.
So right now, what we're dealing with, and I think this is in all of our counties across Georgia, and really I should say statewide, because everybody now is dealing with these data centers.
Okay, with the who?
Data centers.
Okay.
Everyone wants to put a data center up in every community because we use data so much.
Yeah.
So because we have become a world of data and a world of technology, that data has to be stored somewhere.
Right.
And I understand that. However, it should not be stored in our residential areas.
That's interesting.
These data centers should be somewhere out in the rural areas. You know, but that is the biggest thing. We just, the people of Clayton County, and even the people of DeKalb and the people of Henry and City of Atlanta. And what I always say is, anytime City of Atlanta puts a moratorium on something, then it's a problem.
Right. Wow.
Because City of Atlanta is about growth and they're about them cones. So anytime when they put a moratorium on something, there's a problem.
There's a problem.
So the data centers are the biggest thing because they're taking up more electricity.
Wow.
They're taking up more water. And if you go and do a study in the state of Virginia, they have this thing called data row, because they have maybe 30 data centers in one area.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, one of the things that we're finding out now is that it's a health hazard. People are actually getting cancer and diseases from these
like radiation and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is, I would say, the number one thing that's on people's minds right now.
Okay. So once you become commissioner, you already are, but elected, what is your number one priority for Forest Park?
Okay, so now remember, Forest Park is just one city within my district.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I will be dealing with the whole district. So that will be District 1, which comprise of Forest Park.
Gotcha. So is it Lake City,
yes,
Morrow,
there you go. Lake City,
Jonesboro? Okay,
Morrow,
gotcha.
So,
I'm with you. Okay.
Yeah, so those will be my...
One of the things that I'm excited about with Clayton County is namely Morrow, Jonesboro, Lake City. When I first moved to the South Side, because when I moved to Atlanta, I moved to Alpharetta.
Okay.
So I spent 10 years in Alpharetta.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm in Alpharetta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you was big dog. You was a big dog.
And then due to circumstances a little bit beyond my control, I moved to the South Side. And
wait, you realized you had to find your tribe.
I had to find my tribe. Yeah. I heard they on the South Side. And so when I moved to the South Side, I said, I really like this side of town.
Okay.
For a couple of reasons. One, we were there. Number two, and not just because we were there, but we were there.
We were there.
Number two, it was convenient, and I loved the convenience of it all.
Yeah.
Even when people visit, they're like, man, you're so close to... I'm like, it's so convenient.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the other thing is, and thing that I started early on when I first moved, I was like, God, it'd be great. It'd be great if I seen more sidewalks and bus stops.
Yes.
That was just always the thing that I would say when talking about those cities. It'd be nice to see more sidewalks and bus stops. But I'm starting to see the development in the county, namely Morrow, Jonesboro, and so on.
Yes.
That there are more bus stops and sidewalks being...
Yes, so when I was growing up, and just to help you to understand, since you're not from here, Clayton County was more of a rural area.
Okay.
And there were not a lot of people like us that lived there.
I heard.
Yeah.
That was the word on the street.
And so me, growing up in the city, it just wasn't relevant to me.
Right, whatever.
Why would I go to Clay County? It was nothing to do. Everything that we needed
was right here.
in the A.
Right.
So for me, I got to Clayton County by default because I got a divorce. And Clayton County at that time was an affordable housing county.
Okay.
So therefore, getting a divorce, raising kids, I just couldn't afford to live in my DeKalb plush house that I was living in.
Gotcha. Understand. No need to explain. Understood. Right.
So we migrated on over to Clayco.
I like that. Migrated.
And we just made it do what it do.
Yeah.
And so, after a couple of years, though, I rented that house and moved to Henry because that was during the time when Clayton was having the school, the accreditation issues.
Okay.
And so my kids had been in private school pretty much all their life. So when it was time to move over into Clayton, they were coming of age, 9th and 10th grade. So I moved on over into Henry County, and they finished high school at Eagles Landing. I decided to go back to school and finish my degree, and I chose Clayton State. And so I decided to switch because my degree had always been human service, because of me being a servant, me being a minister. But then for some reason, I felt God tell me to shift, and I went into political science, and my degree was in political science with a minor in legal studies. And the reason that's important is because I did my internship at the Capitol under a gentleman by the name of State Representative Michael Glanton.
Okay.
And so when he found out that I was at Clayton State and I had moved back to Clayton County, but I was still working with my board people down in Henry, it became a thing for him. And he said, if you don't get yourself involved over here in Clay County. And it was funny because I didn't even know that he knew, but he knew people.
But he knew, yeah.
And when people found out that I was interning with him and then eventually turned into me being his chief of staff, then he was like, So that's how I got involved,
Okay.
which I had been involved in DeKalb. However, Clayton just allowed me to foster more personal relationships because being his chief of staff, I was able to be in all the meetings, get all the juice.
So you was the fly on the wall. Right.
And really understand how this thing worked, and
Yeah.
it blew my mind.
That's what's up.
I didn't even know that elected officials don't even write bills. The lobbyists do.
Yeah.
So the lobbyists just present the bills to our elected officials to get them passed. So a lot of this stuff just blew my mind, Wade. So then I just wanted to stay in it because at that point I had a passion for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would be able to see the people come to the Capitol and talk to state representative, call our office and have concerns and want to know why this happened, why that. So it was just so interesting to me.
Okay. Well, people, you are looking at the commissioner. You can say what she want to say. You are the commissioner, Vanessa Battle. Thank you so much for sitting down with us right here backstage with G-Wade. I've learned a lot from you in this 5, 10, whatever minutes we've been talking. This has just been some great information.
Well,
and I've
thank
known you
you
for a little over a year now at this point. So this has really been informative. I hope y'all been informed on tonight.
Yeah, me too.
So if people want to find out more about you, how they can support and all of the things that are going on with you in your world, where do they go?
So everybody, you can find me at Battle for Commissioner. And the 4 is FOR. You can find me at Battle for Commissioner on Instagram, Battle for Commissioner on Facebook, and even for you to donate, my PayPal link is Battle for Commissioner. My Cash App is the $ Battle for Commissioner. So
And every dollar helps.
right. And as you see, that my last name is Battle, so I am always out here battling for it.
That is awesome. Well, once again, I want to thank you for sitting down with us backstage with G-Wade at the Season 18 Praise Factor Awards. I'm telling y'all, support, and not just support. Show up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The town hall meetings, all the wonderful things that are going on so that you can know what's going down in your city, your county, District 1.
District 1.
Backstage with G-Wade, Praise Factor Awards. Y'all don't go nowhere.